Hello humans, today I wanted to talk about these guys right here. These are the 3M worktunes Bluetooth. There's a worktunes that are specifically designed to turn off radio stations, and these are not those, these are the true Bluetooth version. They have an exceptional battery life. They do use USB, mini USB or micro USB, I think it's micro USB. Use micro USB. They have an exceptionally long battery life. These things run for like pretty much a week of 8-hour days straight with minimal issue, which is quite nice. They have very, very good, like you can see this plasticky foam cup, but it's quite deep and it provides a really good seal on the side of your head, even without having very much side-to-side play. Actually, that's more than I thought there was going to be. Maybe I was wrong, but they do fit exceptionally well. They create a really nice seal on the side of your head, which does make them very, very comfortable for extended periods of time, which is what you want in ear protection, which fundamentally these are. These are ear protection designed to protect your hearing in loud noise environments, right? I use these when I'm blacksmithing. I use these a lot when I'm dealing with power equipment and stuff like that, or just the repeated bang, bang, bang of striking on the anvil, right? And they do an exceptionally good job of that. But their party trick, and the reason why they cost 80 bucks, 85 bucks, is they do have Bluetooth connection. So there's only one button to do everything on, which is a little bit annoying, but there's some clever software that does make it not the worst in the world. Press and hold to turn on, little light comes on, it connects very easily just like any other Bluetooth device. And then this is your pause, play. You don't have any volume controls, but this is designed for taking calls and stuff like that in the workplace. And for that, it has an okay mic. It's by no stretch of the imagination good, but if you're getting a call from your foreman on site, and you just need to be able to pick it up, it'll do that for you, which is nice. Not that I would ever recommend doing this on a professional site, and I will get into that in a minute. But pressing this button does pick up the phone call, so if you don't have your phone on your person, which I know a lot of people don't necessarily do when they are in a working environment, myself included, I leave it in my lunch kit, which can make it quite nice. Audio quality is pretty crappy. The top end ends up getting pretty weak, and the bass ends up being a little bit more powerful than it should be. It's not even a V shape, it's kind of just like a L drop off. But in the grand scheme of things, it is better than you get with a lot of other headphones in a similar environment. And what I mean by that is when you're working with power equipment, when you're working with heavy machinery, when you're working with stuff like that, you can't hear the music very well anyway, no matter what you're using. So something like this, which is giving you a little bit more clarity, works quite a bit. And anything is better than active noise canceling. Active noise canceling does not work on a work site. I do not care what you say. It's too slow to respond for a lot of the quote unquote faster sounds, and it doesn't cut out sounds effectively. I've never had a pair of active noise canceling headphones that I've worn at work that haven't ended, or in a working environment. I try to avoid wearing music at work, but in a working environment where I don't end up with a headache at the end of the day. This is just so much better. Good seal, this is just rubber on the inside, which typically you wear it with a hat or something like that, but it has pinched my hair in the past, which is a little bit unpleasant, but not the worst experience in the world. Overall, in terms of like functionality on a work site, these work really well. And for sort of this genre, there's not tons of competition. I would like to see it upgraded to a USB-C, but for what they are, they work exceptionally well. And being Bluetooth is just one less cable tied around your body, which is always a good thing. Now, in the event of you run these for years, because these have been out for years and years now, in the event that you do run these for years and the battery does start to go, you do have an aux connection that you can use for it. I don't like having cables on me when I'm forging or working in the shop, so for me that's like, once the battery in these dies, I'm just going to pick up another pair. But I'm almost 2 years, I'm 2 years into these now, and I haven't run into that issue at all, and I do not treat these very nicely, so they are quite durable in my experience. You can see they're all scuffed up from being thrown around work sites or throwing them around my workshop and stuff like that. But one of the big things for me is any worksite that is loud enough for you to require hearing protection, you should not have music in your ears. And here's why. Music is a distraction. And any site that's loud enough for you to require hearing protection is going to involve things like grinders, heavy machinery, large equipment, powered saws like auto feeders, lathes, lasers, like big heavy pieces of equipment that can be quite dangerous. And anything that cuts off your ability to interact with the world around you is going to be a problem in these environments, right? So it doesn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion, to be playing music and to be lowering your awareness of the situation more so than the hearing protection already does, because it does cut out a lot of the sound around you. And if somebody who's working in the shop near you ends up injuring themselves with an angle grinder and is incapable of helping themselves, you need to be able to hear them. And between music and just these are good earmuffs to begin with, like they cut out a lot of the sound. Music on top of that creates, in my opinion, a very, very dangerous environment that could lead to someone or yourself ending up hurt. At the same time, you can't hear power equipment, right? You can't hear zoom booms, excavators, um, skid steers, or forklifts very well, or at all when you have music playing in this, depending on how big your volume is, right? And these go up quite a bit. These can actually become a hearing risk in and of themselves, which in the sense of liking headphones can be a good thing because it gives you a lot of play, but for safety equipment, I find quite funny. Um, yeah, I do think that they're highly recommendable, like, especially for somebody like me, you know, I'm a part-time blacksmith, I enjoy doing that work, that's what I have fun doing, and for that situation, it does a good job, right? It keeps me safe, it keeps my hearing intact, which is very important, and it keeps me from getting bored when I'm waiting for stuff to get hot, which I like. But in an actual work environment, these are absolutely a liability. And I can't imagine there are that many sites that would even allow you to be wearing these. If you're out, I don't know, mowing the grass or something like that, prime, absolutely divine. My dad has a pair, not of these, but of this still version, which is quite similar, which he uses when he's doing stuff around the house, you know, running a tractor, pounding posts, stuff like that. But in those situations, you are the only person working. If something goes wrong, you know about it because it's gone wrong to you. So I do think that there is a important sort of nuance that you have to think about when you're dealing with this type of stuff. And I feel like for these mass market ones, right? Because these are great. I genuinely believe that these are phenomenal hearing protection and a decent pair of headphones. But they're not for work, and I feel like a lot of the people who pick them up do use them for work, and I absolutely feel that something like this is a liability in a workspace, especially when you compare it with something quite simple, right? Like the 3M neons. These are on pretty much every job site. They do a decent job. You stick them inside your actual ear canal, which means you can double up on your hearing protection. And like they're what I use at work all the time, right? And that's around forklifts, welding, grinders, in an actual working environment. These laser light in-ears, they're cheap, disposable, it is what it is, but they fit under all your helmets, they fit under all of your hard hats. They work really well in a lot of environments, so I do think that these are a genuinely better call in most working environments than these. All of that being said, if you are somebody who does woodworking at home or mows the grass or whatever, these are freaking great. They have a bit of longevity instilled into them, and like I said, I've had them for 2 years and I've been beating the snot out of them in that time, and they still work great. So I absolutely think you should pick up a pair for 80 odd bucks or whatever they are. I do hope, I haven't checked in a little bit, but I do hope that there comes out with a USB-C version, or there is now a USB-C version. There wasn't when I picked these up, but USB-C would be like the one big step up that I would want from these guys. Anyway, that's sort of all I have to say. They're really cool. I use them most days. They're absolutely great. Stay safe and have fun out there. Peace.